Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, welcome to my new video. And for this video I have prepared a small tutorial, and it consists in how to install using TensorFlow 2 an object deep learning object detection object recognition API or system. The purpose of this tutorial is, as I said, to with your webcam detect in real time an object that you have in front of you, the webcam. This is going to be based on some different classes that we are going to implement with the COCO API algorithm from Google. And yeah, this is going to be an out-of-the-box tutorial, and we are not going to code something, so we're not going to program difficult stuff. We are actually going to just to install software packages and libraries and then implement some of those with some commands. So why I'm doing this? Because a lot of people that I met in my life and as a researcher, a lot of people speaks about artificial intelligence, and I think this is a very good thing. I think we are in the right direction as a researcher, as a technologies developers. But a lot of people speaks about artificial intelligence and AI, deep learning, machine learning, neural networks. But I'm going to be honest, I met very few people that actually do stuff with deep learning and machine learning or artificial intelligence. A lot of people speak about this, and a lot of people create scientific papers and magazines, news, and a lot of things with AI. But I really never met that much people that were really working on this. I had the opportunity to meet really amazing people, and very incredible researchers during my life that they are very strong in the field of deep learning and machine learning and artificial intelligence. But also I met a lot of people that only speaks about it and only use the words of artificial intelligence, but they do not really implement, or they do not really know how to work around with these topics. And this tutorial is just a basic out-of-the-box object detection real-time system using your webcam, and it's going to be for even for beginners users, and you don't need to have that much knowledge on deep learning or programming skills to make this tutorial. As I said, we are going to just implement software packages and libraries that already exist, and that's how we are going to go through this tutorial. So how we are going to start this tutorial? For this tutorial, I have for you these software versions. So yeah, I will put every timestamp in the video description that you can follow. The tutorial depends on where are you, or if you want to continue later, or if you don't need one of the steps mentioned here, so you can continue always later. So, and as I say, this is going to be an out-of-the-box tutorial, and so that means that at the end of the tutorial you will be able to recognize, detect an object in the class that we are implementing with the COCO API with your webcam. You don't need to do anything else. You just will run the script and you are going to have an image to show. So the target software versions for these tutorials is going to be Windows 10, and this is also a different thing, maybe for a different video, but this is going to be targeted for Windows, because even if you don't believe it, a lot of people, most of the people, and even if you think that research and huge computers, they work on Linux probably or Unix based systems, but most of the people that works in their office, or most of the students or engineering students or people that really require this kind of things, they usually work with Windows most of the time. So that's why this is targeted to Windows. I tried this on Linux. I and one of my best friends that was working also with me here in Germany, we tried a lot with Linux systems, and at the end we just went for compatibility with Windows with more users. So this tutorial is going to be targeted for Windows 10. We are going to use Python in the version 3.8. We are going to use Anaconda. It is optional. I'm going to show you how it works with Anaconda or without Anaconda. TensorFlow 2.x. I think for the time recording this video, TensorFlow is now in the version 2.4, I guess. So it's going to be this is going to be valid for all the versions above the 2.1, 2.0, 2.1, 2.2, and 2.4. We're going to use for Nvidia GPUs. This is going to be targeted as well for Nvidia GPUs. If you do not have an Nvidia GPU in your computer, you can skip this part and go to the next step. But if you have it, this is going to be targeted for this, because as I found in my years as researcher, this is, even if it is kind of simple, it takes a lot of time and it makes a lot of errors. And I met people that spent hours and hours just trying to troubleshoot why the Nvidia GPUs were not working. So this is targeted, and for this tutorial is targeted for this. We're going to be using a CUDA Toolkit. This is going to be in the version 11.1.0. This is very, very important. And we're going to be using the CUDA Deep Neural Network package in the version 11.2. And we're going to be using as well the system terminal, or Anaconda, as I said. So the workflow for this video is going to be the following. We need to install first Python, and then only if you want to install Tensorflow GPU, this is only valid, as I said, with Nvidia GPUs. We have Nvidia installation, and then we're going to have the Anaconda, or with the Windows terminal installation of TensorFlow. Yeah, as I said, TensorFlow. And then we're going to go through the object detection API installation, and then we are going to go through the COCO API installation, and then to detect objects using our webcam. So let's start here in the beginning. So another thing why I'm doing this tutorial is because a lot of people, a lot of young students, a lot of young researchers or engineering students, they have a lot of interest on deep learning, on machine learning, in artificial intelligence. There's a huge increase in interest on these topics, but as well, a lot of people think that this is very difficult, that it's going to be pure mathematics or huge codes with millions of lines in order to program something. So with this tutorial, I want to show you that if you are interested, for example, in start with deep learning, with machine learning, even if we are not going to program or code stuff in this tutorial, at least you can get your interest one step further with this. At least you can see something working out of it, and not always only hear about object detection systems, real-time object recognition systems. But with this tutorial, you can actually see something at the end. You can have your computer, you can have your webcam, and you can see a result out of it based on neural networks and deep learning. So that's the main objective as well of this tutorial. If you have interest on the topic, but you don't know how to start because it's complex stuff, and then it's a lot of things to check in Google and to research, at least after this tutorial, you will be able to see something in your computer, in your screen. And maybe with this, you can start really to deep digger in the topic of object recognitions and deep learning. That's why I really like to do this tutorial, and I spend a lot of time trying to make these steps as easy as I can for you in order to follow it. So let's start. I have a fresh installation of Windows here for this tutorial, so that we really go together. I do not have anything installed in my computer. I only have the basic display drivers installed, because otherwise I couldn't record this video. But I'm really going to be with you doing this tutorial in my computer as well, so that you don't have the feeling that another guy just telling me what to do. No, we're going to do it together. I think this is one of the most important things in research, that even if you know, if you know how to do something, you share it with the other one, and not always for you. That's why we are going to go together through this tutorial. So first step, let's install Python. To install Python, I have here my Google window. So very simple. As I say, if you have no knowledge, just Google Python, and then let's go welcome to Python. And we are going to download Python 3.8, as I say. So we are going to go here and then downloads, view the full list of downloads, and then I need another release, which is going to be the Python 3.8.7, following my Word document here. So I will just download this. You can just click here I already have I already have it downloaded because I don't want to lose my internet connection or something doing here. So I'm just going to stop the download. Ah no, but wait, let's when you click download, I mean we click here in the download, and then we came to this another page. So we are going to scroll down to the files, and we are going to download the Windows installer 64 bits. Just click on it, and then you are going to have it. I already have it. I actually don't have it downloaded, so let's click and then just keep it. My system is in German, so if you see some words that you don't understand, don't worry, it's in German. It's not that you are missing something. So I have it here installed, so I go to my downloads, now it's here. The other files that we're going to require for this tutorial, I'm going to link the official websites to download them in the video description, but I will also try to put everything in my Google Drive so you can download it if you really have problems to download it from the official site. So I will do my best for these things. So we have here the Python installer. We're just going to double click on it, and we're going to install. Very important here in the Python installation, we need to click this Add Python 3.8 to path. This is going to allow us to use our system terminal to install to use the Python commands. So, and then after this, and you can click this install option for all users. I can recommend it as well. And then just install now after selecting this. So, and then we click yes. And now it's going to be installed. Let's wait a few seconds and should be done. My computer is running a basic solid state drive here for this tutorial. This is not my main Windows installation. That's why I wanted to start really fresh for you in this video. And should be quite fast. Actually, in normal mechanical drives, should take no that much time. So let's wait. And then as we install this, and we see here, this is the first step, and then we already have Python. I can always recommend as well to disable path length limit. It's going to ask you for permissions. Just click yes, and now you can click and close. So step number 1 is installed. Install Python is done. So this is very important. If your computer has a Nvidia graphics card, maybe above the 900 series, 700 series, you can really take advantage of GPU acceleration for machine learning or for TensorFlow. So if you have an Nvidia graphics card and you want to test, even if it is not the most powerful graphics cards in the world, you can test. If it works, it works. Maybe your CPU is faster, and yeah, you can always disable after the Nvidia acceleration for TensorFlow. Now with TensorFlow 2.2 release, there is no need to install a specific TensorFlow package. It's going to detect automatically if you have a capable Nvidia graphics card to accelerate TensorFlow. Is going to use it. If you don't have it, TensorFlow release 2.0 above is going to use the CPU. So don't worry about this for this tutorial. So we are going to install the Nvidia drivers. This is very important. I'm going to do it as well. I'm going to go the whole way together with you. I have here already my file to install the Nvidia drivers. If you don't have the Nvidia drivers already installed, the newest Nvidia drivers already installed, I can recommend you go to this link that I have here in my Word document. And it's gonna take a few seconds to open. So, and then we have this here. You need to select your specific graphics card that you have in your computer. In my case, I am using a GeForce RTX 3070. This is going to vary depending on your computer. That's why I'm not going to download it again here. Just select the one that you have. If you have a notebook, for example, with the 2660 or something, just select download. If you are using Quadro graphics cards, just use here Nvidia Quadro, and then maybe you have something like the I don't know, maybe you are using a notebook with the M1000. Just download the newest drivers for your computer. After download it, you will have this. Let's double click and install the drivers. If my video is missing for a few seconds after this, is because it's installing all the drivers and I am missing the video, but I will just restart it. press OK. It's going to take, this is going to take maybe a few minutes. So let's wait. As I said, this is going to take you from the beginning, from scratch, to have an object detection real-time implementation in your webcam, in your system. So we're going to go step by step. As I said, you can always skip some parts in the video timestamps. So once we load the installation package, now the Nvidia graphics card driver wizard is going to show up. We are going to install the Nvidia graphic card and the graphics card driver. And if you want, you can install the GeForce Experience. It's not so bad. So I'm just going to click. This is should be in English, accept and continue, something like that. Here we're going to use the Express installation and just continue. And it's going to take a few seconds as well. And maybe my screen is going to flicker, or maybe I'm going to lose the signal now. So I'm just going to forward this. Should be no problems in order to install the drivers, and just wait until it's done. So I just finished installing the drivers, and then at the end you just close the window, the window of Nvidia, and that's done. So that's the second step, and now it's done. Install the graphics drivers. That's done. So next, and very important as well, this is going to take time as well, and this is going to be the installation of Visual Studio. In order to go to the next step, that is the CUDA Toolkit. This is like the libraries of computing the of CUDA for your graphics cards. We need to install Visual Studio. Visual Studio, you can download it. Let's go to my link here. I put it in the Word document, and this Word document you are going to find in the video description. So this is Visual Studio Community, and we are going to just download Visual Studio Community. This is free. It's not the professional package of Visual Studio, but this is free, and it's completely free. I think you only need to log in Microsoft account. Maybe even you don't need to do that. So just click in download, and it's going to download. So that's all. I already have it here, and this is the one that we need. You just double click on it. It's going to start the installation package. And yeah, just click. This is continue. Fort Faren is continue. You just click continue. Sorry. And it's going to start downloading the newest files of the installation package. As I said, depending on your internet connection, this can take a few seconds, few minutes. And yeah, if this takes too long, I will just fast forward my video. So after it's downloaded and installed the installer, we are going to go to the actual installation of Visual Studio. Let's wait for it. So now this is very important. If you are not an advanced user, if you do not know anything about this window, just don't click on anything. So this is Jorge from the future, and I almost at the end of the video I just got an error that we needed to install a few dependencies of the Microsoft Studio. I just forgot that you need it in order to compile some of the libraries that we are going to use later. So in the Visual Community Studio installer, we are going to select the desktop tools for C++ here, and that's all. As I said, if you do not really know what to do with these things, just do not select anything. Click install. And this is going to tell you again that it will be nice if you install as well together some of the packages. But as I said, if you don't know, just click continue. It's going to start downloading. This can take some time, as I said, so I will just forward this the video. So after this is download, it's going to automatically show up the Visual Studio installation. Here, as I said, here is optional if you want to log in into your Microsoft account. I can recommend it to you. If you have an active Microsoft conto, just click login and yeah, logged in. We are not going to do this for this tutorial, so let's just click here. This is going to be something like not now, maybe later. This is the settings. It's going to be just general. It's going to be in English, something like general. You can put it. I like the dark mode personally, so I will just click Visual Studio Start, and it's going to finish configuring your software and should be done. Just let's wait a little bit. And the installer, I think actually we can close this already. Yeah, let's close it. So this is done. So now that you have this Visual Studio 2019, the community, it's done and should have no problems anymore. We just close this window and let's continue to the next step. Another thing, people, this is my Microsoft Word. This is in Spanish. I'm from Mexico, so my mother tongue is Spanish. Don't get scared if you as well do not understand something like this. I don't know. Just to show you, maybe you are looking for something here and you cannot see it. I will put this this file in PDF as well. So yeah, just to not worry about you do not finding something here. So next step, next step is going to be install the CUDA toolkit. This is actually CUDA means Computer Unified Device Architecture, and the toolkit is are the libraries that allows to communicate in a different way from to the graphics card to the software, to the operating system. So for this, it is very important to follow exactly the same file versions that I'm going to use for this video. And I cannot assure you if it is going to work with other different versions files. So this is very problematic. And you say, Jorge, then this is not general. Actually, if you continue to go deep in this topic, you will see that versions of software and packages and libraries are very problematic. So if you do not possess the exact compatibility version of packages with some libraries, it's not going to work, and you are going to lose hours and hours troubleshooting this. So I can assure you 100% that this tutorial is going to work with the versions and file that I'm going to show you here and put in the download description for you. So to download the CUDA Toolkit, you can go here to Developer Nvidia CUDA Toolkit Archive. Just click on this, and then you are going to get this window. From this window, we need to download exactly the version 11.1.0. This one here, CUDA Toolkit 11.1.0, and let me 11.1.0. So you just click here, and then it's going to tell you that if you want for Windows, in this case we want it for Windows 10, and I always recommend you probably to do it XL local. If you have problems with the download or your internet speed, you don't trust in your internet or something, use the X network, and then the wizard of CUDA is going to download it after. So just click local, and then you're going to download the file. It's quite big, the file, I would say. It's like 3 GB usually. So you just click in download, and it's going to start download it. Yeah, I'm just going to cancel this here because I already have it. But yeah, this is the process in order to install the CUDA Toolkit. Remember, version 11.1.0 for Windows architecture. This is only one, 86 and 64 for Windows 10. And X. I always recommend to have the X. If you have problems later, you can always use the offline installer, and then just click on download. So I have the file here in my downloads already, so I'm just going to install it. We are going to, after the download, just click here, and let's wait. This is going to take as well some time, so I will just probably fast forward the package unzip. Let's click OK here. It's going to start extracting all the files that the installer needs. once it's done, the Nvidia CUDA Toolkit wizard is going to show up. And please don't get confused. This is not confused like, but I already installed this in the latest steps. No, this is another wizard of Nvidia. We are not installing the graphics drivers now. We are installing the CUDA Toolkit. So just don't get confused and take a look to this. And that the version match needs to be the 11.1 again. So now the system compatibility is going to be proved. If you have a compatible GPU, NVIDIA GPU, this is going to show you the next window, and here you just click in accept and continue. In English, no, it's going to be something like accept and continue. And then here is very important, please do not install the Express installation. Please do not select the Express installation. Here we need to go to the user-defined installation for advanced users, and then click on continue. Why? Because we already installed the newest drivers of NVIDIA, and usually, as I said before, when NVIDIA releases new drivers, they usually work with the newest TensorFlow installation that we are going to use for today's tutorial. But the CUDA Toolkit, even if in the newest release, usually do not work with the newest TensorFlow implementation. So that's why we are using an older CUDA version toolkit that I know that it works with the newest TensorFlow. Maybe in 1 month it's going to be a different history, but for today, and if you always use the files and versions that we are using on this tutorial, you will be always able to follow again this tutorial. So we are going to, very important, we need to deselect the driver components, and we need to deselect the other components with this physics. We already installed them in the drivers installation. So for here, very important, we only need the CUDA to be selected, and then just click on continue. And then this, please leave it as default. Even if you are an advanced user, I can really always recommend you to leave it in default, because we're going to, this is usually a huge problem later. The path, where are installed the things. So please just click on continue, and it's going to take a few minutes, probably a few seconds, few minutes, depending on your computer. But usually takes time, this CUDA installation. So don't worry if it really takes time. I will just fast forward my video. Once it's finished, you just click on continue, and then you are going to see all the installed package and what was not installed. For example, the physics, the audio drivers, and the graphics driver were not installed, and then you just click on close. We don't want to launch samples this time. So we just click on close. Let's go to my document again. So the CUDA Toolkit, the step number 3 is already finished. So this is as well a very important. The next step is to install the CUDA Deep Neural Network package libraries I would say, of NVIDIA. This usually is the one that makes the most problems in order of compatibility. So let's go to install this. Where are we going to find the files? We need to go to developer.nvidia.com and then CuDNN DNN download. Just let's click here, and this is not working. So let's copy this here, and then let's go to my Google, and then let's put it here. So for these NVIDIA developers sites, you need to be registered and logged in as a part of the NVIDIA developer program membership. So I really recommend you, if you want to do this, you really need to log in. So you create an account, register, and then log in. If you already have one, you just click on login. Actually, it's very easy. Yeah, I will just blur my email, but yeah, you just click next. And then if you are already registered, then you just do it. I will click again here. And then you need to agree to the CUDA DNN download, and then it's going to show you all the files that you need. For this file, please just don't go and click something. We need exactly the following file. We need to download the January 26, 2021, which is a version for CUDA 11.0, 11.1, and 11.2, which is exactly this. If you are doing this video maybe in 1, 2, 3 months, 1 year from here, just take a look that you find this file. Maybe it's already in archived releases, but for now, we have the 10th of February 2021. This is still here, and we just need to click here and download it. This is going to bring you to this website, and from this website as well we have different files to select, and then we need to take a look for this one. The link name is CuDNN library for Windows. Sorry, this should be here for Windows. I just missed this. You will have it right for Windows, and this is going to be the 86. There is no other one. So please, this is the one. This is the right one. So just click here, and then it's going to give you this file. This is the 11.2 Windows x64 version 8.10.77, which I already have it downloaded. So I will just close this one. I will just cancel this one, and this is my file. This is the file that you need to have. Yeah, this is a 7-zip file. This is a zip file. Sorry, this is a compressed file format. I can recommend you, if you do not have software to uncompress files, just Google 7-zip. 7-zip is open source and it's free, so it's not going to give you problems with the licensing or something like this. And depending on your operating system, I will recommend you to use, as we say in the beginning, 64-bit Windows. Just click on download. I need to install it as well. I do not have it installed in my computer, so let's install it as well. It's pretty straightforward. You just need like 5-10 seconds to install it, and that's all. So we already have the file, as here the document says. This is the file name that we have here, and we need to uncompress it. We need to extract the download file, and then here right click 7-zip and pack, and here is uncompress, something like this, decompress or uncompress to the folder. It's just going to take a few seconds as well, depending on your machine. And then let's put this here. Let's wait that is uncompressed, and then we have the folder here of the just downloaded file. So then the next step is we need to copy the content of the subfolder CUDA. We just go inside here. This is the subfolder CUDA, and this is the content of it. There are 3 folders and 1 file, so we just select them all, copy them. I just click Ctrl+C, but they are copy, and then we need to paste them in C program files. Oh, program. This is German, but usually in English, I guess I remember these program files, not the 32 bits, just the program normal 64 bits. And then let's go to Nvidia GPU computing. This is Nvidia GPU computing toolkit, CUDA version 1.11.1, and here we are going to paste this file that we just copied. Einfügen in German is paste in English. We need to select this, that we are going to repeat this process for all elements, and just click continue. It's going to copy them, and now it's going to be here already. Why are we doing this? Because the CUDA library that we just downloaded is not always by default installed with the CUDA toolkit. So we just need to copy the files from the deep neural networks libraries to the CUDA installation toolkit, to the CUDA toolkit files, and now the CUDA toolkit is going to be able to communicate and use those files of the deep neural networks libraries that Nvidia provides. So that is one of the most important steps. If you already follow through here, we are most of it in the actually we are like, I don't know, maybe 25% of the process. So good. Now that they are copied, we need to check one of the most important steps as well, is the environmental variables of Windows. So let's go to settings. This for Windows 10 is going to be a little bit different now because of the newest update, but let's go to system and security, and then let's go to system again, and then the newest version of Windows is going to show you something like this. I will just blur my windows here that you cannot see anything, but then let's go to advanced system properties. This should be like here, or if you have like a small window, it's going to be here. This is in English, advanced system settings. Yeah, so let's go here, and then we are going to have this window now. From this window, this is the system properties, and we are going to go here to what is called in English something like environmental variables in English. So let's go click there. And here is very important because we need to make sure that the Nvidia GPU computing toolkit is a part of the path of the system, that the system can always communicate with the Nvidia toolkit by default. And if not, we need to add it. So if you see here in this is the users variables. If you see our users already have access to Python, which is very good thing. And then here in the system variables, we have these new variables that are CUDA path, and it's already correctly redirected to where is the executables of CUDA. And then the CUDA path is as well here. So this is correct. This is right. These are the things that we need to prove if they are here. And we need to check this one that is called path. This is the main path target of the system. So here it should be the Nvidia as well here. If you see here, we need this this version needs to be the bin and the libnbp, which is already the ones. Actually, we don't need. Yeah, this one, but in the version 11.1 that we just installed. Sorry for this. So if you see them here, is already correct. And if not, we need to add them. As I see here, I think I am missing 2 of them. Let me check again if I am missing them. This is very important, and that's why we really need to take care of all these things. Yeah, I think I am missing them. So let's just, if we want to install new paths, we just click to in new. Or let's go to our files, actually. Let's go to our file, and then here in the local C programs, and then go to Nvidia GPU Computing Toolkit. Then let's go to CUDA, and then let's go to our version, and then let's go bin. Bin is already there, as we see, and then we need libnbpp, which is also already there, and then we need extras copy. So we need to extras copy and lib64, which I guess is this one. So let's just put it here, and then just really double click and then paste. So yeah, that's all for this. I think now it's correct, the user variables and the system variables. So that should be it. Good, let's click OK, OK again, and then that was for the Nvidia CUDA DNN. So for the next step, we need to we have 2 options. We can use the system terminal, PowerShell, or the system command window, or we can use Anaconda. Anaconda is a package that includes Python and all the environment usually that you need in order to program in Python, which I personally do not use. I mean, we can use Anaconda, or we can use the Windows terminal. I would really recommend to use the Windows terminal because now it's more powerful. It's a new update of the Windows terminal, and it communicates directly to the system variables. So I personally do not use Anaconda. I always manage my libraries as well as I can. And maybe if you are using Anaconda, you can follow as well these steps and then go to just skip this and then go to install TensorFlow. I'm going to show you in this tutorial using the Windows terminal. I can really recommend it to you. The newest version of the Windows terminal works pretty well. Where we are going to use the Windows terminal. So the Windows terminal from the Windows store, you can download it, or you can just go here, and then the Windows terminal is going to, you can just download from here, from the Git repository, or from the Microsoft Store. I will just download it from the Microsoft Store. And then click here and open. And then it's going to open the Microsoft Store. And I will download the Windows terminal. This is actually pretty good. It's like a PowerShell 2.0 updated, which allows a lot of Unix commands, and it works pretty well actually. I will just install it. In order to download applications or software from the Microsoft Store, you need to be logged in the Microsoft Store. Or as I said, you can just go here and download it from here, from the GitHub version, and then just install it. So now that it's installed, I will just click on Start. So this is free. This is free. You don't need to pay anything. You just need to be registered with your Microsoft account, which I guess if you are using Windows, to be honest, is pretty straightforward. If you are an advanced user or university users or industry user, and you really they don't allow you to log in with a Microsoft Store account, you just download from the GitHub or use the Anaconda tutorial. Yeah, so let's go again to my Word document, and now we are here in this terminal. So now is where the things start to get a little bit more funny, in order of to actually install what is TensorFlow and the object detection API. So let's go here in the Windows terminal. We already have it, and then we need to install TensorFlow. How we are going to do this? Actually, now it's pretty straightforward. You need to be connected to the internet. This is, I think I forgot to mention, but you need to be connected to the internet all the time. And we use one command. We are going to use one command that is called pip. We need to pip install TensorFlow just as it is. You don't need on it anything else. Enter, and then it's going to download the libraries and packages that you need. As we said, we are downloading the TensorFlow 2.4.1. This version is going to be automatically retrieved from this command. So let's just wait for it, and then yeah. In the meantime, if you want to check with Anaconda, maybe I can take a look to the Anaconda, but it's another installation. Maybe I will just do it later. Once it's downloaded, it's going to keep downloading libraries, as I say that TensorFlow needs to work. So just wait until the whole download is finished. You should have no errors on this, because it's actually quite straightforward from the internet. So you should have no errors here. So once everything is downloaded and installed, you just need to wait, as I said, and the terminal is going to finish up the installation of all the packages in your main system, which is pretty great. That's why I said I use the Windows terminal. And as I said, if you don't have the Windows terminal, you can always use the Windows PowerShell, which, as you see here, is the one that is in the Windows terminal. So now that it's finished, I just click, the command, I just run it again, and now is everything installed, and should automatically tell you that everything is installed successfully. So now we are here, and this is a command. If pip is not installed, you need to install it with this command, but in my case, I mean, usually it's already installed when you installed Python. So to test the TensorFlow installation that we just made, we are going to copy this command and then just paste it in the Windows terminal. Press enter. And as we take a look here, the library of CUDA is already called, which is perfect. And as we see here, there are no errors, and successfully connect the devices. If we take a look again here, is successfully open dynamic library CUDA64, and then the MB CUDA is as well successfully open. And it found two devices. Actually, I have two graphics cards in my computer. It found a GeForce RTX 3070 and it found another device, which is my Tesla K40, which is great. This means that at least TensorFlow GPU is correctly installed, and it's able to access to the devices that we are going to be using in order to compute, which are the graphics cards, which is perfect. Until now, then we are doing great. There have been no errors, and perfect. So let's go to the next step. Another thing that we need to do now is to finish the installation of the CUDA Toolkit. I forgot in the beginning, is that if we take a look again to the test of the TensorFlow that we made that we just made in this step, it gives us not an error, but it gives us there is one device that could not be open, could not be successfully loaded here. This is the QSolver 64 minus 10 dash 10, because it is looking for a different version of CUDA than the one that we installed. But this is actually pretty easy. A lot of people in maybe in internet or something, they do not take this as a valid solution. But believe me, I made a lot of tests with CUDA and CUDA files and CUDA libraries, and I have a lot I have years of experience with CUDA, and maybe it's not the best solution, but as an engineer, I also learned that if it works, don't touch it. And this works, and works pretty well, believe me. And what we need to do is that the TensorFlow is looking for a different file from an older version, which we don't have. So, which is the QSolver in the C program files, Nvidia GPU Computing Toolkit, CUDA version 11.1, and bin. We have this QSolver DLL. Yeah, where I have it here, the QSolver DLL, but we have the version 11, and it is looking for the version 10. Let me take a look here. Yeah, it's looking for the version 10. So do not delete this and do not change this because we need it. Just copy. Just copy it and then literally paste it. And then you can just rename it as 10. Because these are the libraries of the CUDA installation that we made, but it's just looking for the older, and we don't want to install the older version because it's going to start to mixing up all the installation. And believe I have a friend that he spent days, weeks trying to troubleshoot this. So we really went deep in research why this was happening, and this was the very best solution, to be honest. And as I said, as an engineer, we have this say, if it works, don't touch it. And that's all. So now if we run again the test, it's going to successfully load all the devices, and it's going to assign the addresses to the devices. If we say here successful, and there's adding the visible graphics devices as in the test. So that's the last step of this install TensorFlow step. Let's continue. The next step is going to install required libraries in order to use the object detection system actually. So which is going to be one based is OpenCV and Matplotlib and other small libraries that we need. So let's start with installing OpenCV. Let's copy here. Now it's there, and then just press enter. Sorry, pip install. I think it's because of the big P OpenCV Python. Now it's working. Python is case sensitive, so you just need to put it in small letters, and it's going to work. Just click enter, and it's going to take some few seconds, few minutes, and it's going to start downloading these OpenCV libraries and all the packages that you need. So now successfully install OpenCV Python, which is great. Now we probably need as well one that is called pip matplotlib, sorry. So we are going to install using pip install matplotlib. It's going to be downloaded and it's going to be installed, and all the packages that matplotlib requires as well, which is also actually pretty nice. probably you are going to use it later. So now we're done. It's successfully installed here, and that's all for the requirements that we need in order to install the object detection API. So, but let's keep following the tutorial. Then we need to create a new folder in our home folder with the name TensorFlow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depends on what you want. Actually, the name doesn't matter. It's just for standard actually. So I'm going to go to my home folder. My home folder is usually here, user, J Morales. This is my home folder. You can usually find it like this. See users and your username that you have in your computer. And here I'm going to create a new folder, or you can create it here directly in the terminal, which I'm going to do, because if you see, I am already in my path. I am already there where I need to install. This is by means of convenience, that when you start a new terminal, you are already there and you don't need to go through your documents and files in order to find your TensorFlow installation or your models installation folder. So to create a new folder, you can do it here, create new folder. Folder is Ordner in German. So make dir, and then I will just put TensorFlow 1. And then this is going to create a new folder. As you see here, now TensorFlow 1 is also created. Good. And then we need to download and unzip the TensorFlow models repository from this link. I will put it, from this link, and I will put it as well in my Google Drive if you want to download it from there. So let's go to this link. Should be open. I don't know if it's open. Let's take a look now. So this is the main GitHub TensorFlow repository models for TensorFlow. This is a very important thing. We need to download it from here. We need to download the zip file, and then it's going to start download it. Yeah, I already have it here. As I'm going to cancel the download, and then I'm going to go to my download files, and the guy is going to be here, models masters.zip. So we need to extract the zip file. This is around 32 megabytes. It's not that big, so it should take not that much time. So yes, let's uncompress it with 7-zip. Uncompress it to models master, for example, and then that's it. So models master is here, and now we have all these folders inside. Let's copy this file. I will rename it first. I will rename it to models only, and then I will copy it. Copy, and then I will paste it in my file in the folder that I just created with the TensorFlow 1 in my user main folder. So which is TensorFlow 1. I will paste it here. So we have a really fast access from our terminal or everywhere that we are. It's going to take a few seconds probably, and then that's all, and then we can continue with the next step. So now it's there. Good. Then let's go to the next step, which is install protobuf. Protobuf are a set of packages and libraries that the Google API needs in order to take advantage of the object detection system and different packages as well. So we need to download first of all the protoc file. You can download it from my Google Drive folder, or you can Google it. Let's try if we can Google it, or just to my Google Drive, for example. The thing is, I do not remember exactly where I download it, but yeah. And then you just need to download all the files from my Google Drive. And if you have problems with the link, you just write me in the comments and I will upload it again. So let's go to my downloads again, and then I have this file as well. I will just download the just created because I already have it here. So you need to have this file. Yeah, and then we need to decompress it to a new folder that we are going to create here. So let's open a new window here. and then let's go to C, programs files, and here we are going to create a new folder that is called Google Proto Buff. Good. And then the extracted, we are going to extract this. This is the my extracted folder, and the content of it is going to be copied here to the just created Google Protobuf in the local disk set program files. Good, that should be it for the Protobuf. And then we need to add a new variable to a new path to the system variables, which is going to be actually this folder. So let's copy the address. I just came here, and then let's copy the address. And then let's go again to the system variables, which it was here. And then advanced system settings, environmental variables again. And then I usually put it in the two of them, in the user variables and in the system variables, in both in the path. So first of all, in the user variables, in the path, just double click, and then here add another one. That's all. That's all the things that you need. And this one, the bin, here, we need to copy it as well, that it has access directly to the executables file. So let's go again to the path and then just paste it. Let's do the same in the system variables. Let's just this one here and the other one before. Let's just check again protobuf and bin in the user and protobuf and protobuf bin in the system variables. That should be it. Then let's click OK. Let's click OK again, and that should be it. And then this is very important. We need to close the terminal that we have opened until now, and let's open another terminal, a new terminal. Why? Because usually when installing some libraries and packages, the terminal that you were using before is still not like loaded with the newest packages or with the new system paths and system variables. So we just need to reopen the system terminal, and then that's it. And then we need to go to our folder Tensorflow, the folder that we create in our path here, Tensorflow 1 models to research. To do that, we use cd. This is change directory command. Then we go to Tensorflow. I do this with tab, with the tab key. You just start writing what you made and then tab, and then you get it. And then we go to models, tab, research, tab, and click enter. So now it's changed. Now we are in this research directory. And then we need to copy this command and paste it here, enter. And so what I'm doing now is when you copy the command, you get an error because what kind of add some things that we do not need, and it shows an error. But actually, if you take a look at Protoc is already installed, which is that's what we wanted with the system variables. So let's write it, Protoc object detection tab, Protos tab, and then the small star dot proto. No, that was not what I want. So start dot proto dash dash Python out equal point, and we have an error. So what I did, I just delete this. You are going to get the raw file in the correct way. I just delete this and I just copy it again from my file, and then I just copy it and paste it. And as you see here, Python out needs to be grayed out. These are, and sorry if I make these live mistakes, but these mistakes are the ones that really makes you a little bit crazy because your code or your program is not working, because are the most easy errors, and those are the most that take most of your time in order to troubleshoot them. And at the end it was just a space, no? So just copy it as you are going to get the file, and then press enter, and then it's going to take 1 second and it's going to be already there. So after this, Protobuf is already installed and configured. That was the most important thing to do. Then let's go to the one of the final steps, which is the API COCO installation. This is actually the object detection classes that we're going to use in order to detect in real time all the objects that are in front of the webcam. So for this one, we need another package that is called Git. If you do not know what Git is, just follow the tutorial and install the software that I'm going to give you as well in the link, or just click in the link of the official website. You can just go to my Google Drive and download it, or go to here to Git downloads, and which you select Windows, and then it's going to give you the file. I'm just going to cancel this. This is the one that you need, Git 2.30. I already have it here, Git 2.30. And I will just double click on it. You just need to give permission, like usually always. Click next, default, next, default, next, default, next. And this is also default, next. Or maybe if you have another text editor, you can use another text editor. And let Git decide, and net just next. From the command line, we need to this, just recommended this, and then Git is going to be also added to the system variables. So just leave it as it is, and then next. Use the OpenSSL library, next, as well here, as well here. I know, actually we can use, yeah, let's use the Windows default console windows. And yeah, because there is the one in which all our libraries are already installed. And then let's hold here default, fast forward or mesh. And then credential manager code just as here as default. And then file system caching as well as default. And this is just deselected. And then installed. It's going to install Git. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. It's just like almost next. And in the bash, we use the one of the Windows system. Why do we need to install Git? Because we are going to directly download some files that the API needs from the internet. And Git is very useful in order to directly clone or download files from the internet, from some repositories. So we do not need to see something, and just finished. Good. Let's take a look in the terminal if Git is working. If it is not still recognized, let's close this terminal and reopen the terminal. So now here we have the terminal again. And now Git is installed. As we saw before, it was we got an error. Now it's installed. Good. So now we need to install pip install Cython. Cython, which is another package that we need. Pip install Cython. Should take us well a few seconds. It's not that heavy, and then it's very easy. And then we need to actually now install the object detection API, for which we need pip install yeah, we need to first of all go to our path again of where TensorFlow is installed, models, research, and now we are here. So let's copy this and install it. I copied something that I didn't need now. Now it's cloning, it's collecting the files from the internet with our Git installed software. And we got some errors. Let's delete this A. This was copied by mistake from Word. And then let's take a look if it works. So now we successfully installed PyCo should be no errors if you went back to the Microsoft Visual Studio installation and you select the Microsoft developer tools for C++, you should have no errors. This was the error came, and yeah, now it should be working. If you have some kind of problems here, just please let me know and I will do my best to guide you again through. So now we need to follow to our Tensorflow models and research folder again, and from with this folder we need to copy one file from object detection. Yes, to copy is CP is copy, and then if you see we are going to copy object detection package TensorFlow2 setup.py to our research folder. Now it's there. With the command ls, you can take a look to the files that are inside the folder in which are we. And as you can see here, setup.py is already here. So now we need to actually run it. After this command, we just need to copy again this command. If this is not working, I will just put it this command. If this is not working, is because Microsoft Word is doing something, but you can just try type it. Python m pip install dot, and now it's going to take this setup.py that we just copied and install it. Actually, it's going to run the setup that is inside this file. It's going to take a few seconds. Should be no problems. It's going to start to download and collect some dependencies and libraries that the object detection COCO API needs in order to run properly, and then should be done after a few seconds, as I said. It's still collecting and collecting files. Should be no problem. This is not really complicated for your computer, even if it looks like a lot. It's still pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of files that are compiling. Let's just wait. So it successfully installed something like this. I think actually it's successfully installed. And here we have an error, but it's more like a warning that with upcoming updates, this can create errors because some libraries are going to start to be incompatible with the libraries that we are using now. But as far as I test since months, this should be still working. And if down, I can update always the links and the commands that you are using, but should work. Then in order to test the installation of this, then we can actually, let's run this next command, Python object detection tab builders. There is a test sample. It's in model builder, bajo F2 test and .py, sorry, and it should start calling the libraries of CUDA and it should work. If we get an error or something, now it could be related. Now the only errors that could happen are errors related to OpenCV, which depends on the version that you are working. If you are running this with Anaconda, maybe I will take my time and do another part of the tutorial for Anaconda, and then I will just put it in the timestamp, and so you can take a look to what do you need. Now it could be only OpenCV, but as far as I look here, it looks quite good actually, and looks like it's running. This is just trying to test the networks, and it's just running tests. Depending on your graphics card and your CPU, these numbers are going to be different. But as far the test goes, it works. So now actually it's kind of working. So now we need to just implement the webcam to call the webcam, and that should be it. So let's hope we have no errors, and if we have errors, let's try to configure them. In order to test the webcam, you are usually here, and then we just navigate again to Tensorflow, the folder that we create models research. And if you take a look here to your folder, where am I? Let's go again here. Users, my name, TensorFlow 1. If you take a look to research, there is a few different sets of packages here. Object detection is the one in which we are usually actually working. And here you have different files. Here is all the scripts and the things that the libraries, the data sets, the models that we actually are running, we need. Actually, as well for this future, if you want to later improve and modify these scripts that we are going to use now for your case, for your images, in order to detect whatever you want. Now this is like the main folder in which you are going to be working. But first of all, we need to download the following script in order to use our webcam. This script is not mine. I didn't make it exactly, but actually I found it a few months ago actually, and it's actually pretty easy because it allows you out of the box to download files from the COCO object detection models, and take all the labels and classes already defined of the images that from the COCO API, and just run it, which is pretty nice. And as I said, out of the box, it can show you how it works. And if you want to modify this and update it and after train the network by yourself, you can do it. But this is going to show you the beginning, and if you want to do some tests later and training later, you can do it. This is the start of everything. This file you can download it from here. Let's go here, and this is going to be the file object detection camera Python. I already have the file installed, so I will just close this, go to my another new folder, and go to my downloads. And this this is the file object detection camera. We are going to copy this, and we are going to paste it in the TensorFlow models research object detection folder. So now it's going to be here, and then we are going to now go to that folder, research object detection, and if you take a look with ls again, it's here already. So we are going to use Python object detection camera.py, enter, and if everything works, actually I will cancel it, because if everything works, you are not going to see now my recording video, because I need to call the webcam and I have only one webcam. So I'm going to stop the video, and if it works, you are going to see me with the results. So I'm again here. It didn't work. We got an error, which I'm going to solve now. I have already a solution prepared for this error, because it's very common actually. This is the error, as if you can read here, is that CV2 error. This is from OpenCV, and the thing is that there is one instruction which is cv2.image_show and cv2 resize. These are not like I would say outdated, but in the OpenCV version that the COCO API installed is not like available anymore. So we need to reinstall OpenCV because the COCO API installation installed a different version than the one that we installed in the beginning. And we are going to solve this with the following command. So I already have here. If you get an error with cv2 image_show, the function is not implemented as we see here. We need to go again to pip install OpenCV Python. Probably it's going to tell you that it's already defined, it's already installed. But then we are going to go to this command, is pip install OpenCV contrib Python. And it's going to download a different version. The thing is that the OpenCV that we installed with the COCO API, it was something OpenCV headless named, and this headless has now this cv2 image_show and resize. So if everything works now, it should work. I mean, if everything goes correctly, it should work now. Just take a look. That's here. Successfully install OpenCV contrib Python. In Anaconda, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. If you get this error, it's because of OpenCV version. So I will stop my video recording and see you with the results. Run it again, now with my CPU as the encoding device of my video. It's going to take a while. It's going to take maybe the first time, because the first time is going to take a lot more time because it's downloading the files. This script of object detection camera.py is downloading some files of the neural networks from the internet. It's just going to be the first time. Depending on your internet connection, it's going to take a while, but usually it takes, I don't know, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe less, as I said, depending on your internet connection. And it's just the first time. After it, it's going to be relatively fast, but it's also going to be slow because it takes time in order to access the devices, to tell in order to TensorFlow to access the devices and prepare and configure the file that is going to need in order to run, and then open the devices, and then it's going to show you at the end. So it takes a while. And yeah, let's wait for the image. If everything works, now my image should come in a few seconds. So now it's working. Hi again, and looks, for example, now the accuracy and speed, this can be configured later, but at least now it's working, and we know that it's doing its job. So this is recognizing a person, the chair as well. I think maybe, I don't know, let's see if recognize my phone. Yeah, as I say, the accuracy and everything, you can do it later with different kind of models, with different models, and the speed as well. And yeah, let's see, I have here a cup of coffee. Yeah, it's recognizing. So this is it, people. The classes that you have on this COCO API are already defined, and in another video we are going to train ourselves from scratch a different set of classes to recognize the images that we want. But at least this is it. And if you are interested on this, let's see, maybe recognize something else. I don't know. I have a different here. Tea will be a cup, wine glass. It's okay, good. The accuracy, as I said, is not the best, but you can always work on this. And this is very, actually, this is very funny, you know. At least you are seeing something, and the people is not only telling you deep learning, artificial intelligence. But yeah, this is it, people. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have problems, please comment in the video. Please just leave me a comment, and I will do my best to help you. And for the Anaconda people, I will do my best to generate another video with another part of the video, and then put it in the description as well, in timestamps that you can follow through Anaconda. So thank you very much for watching, and see you the next time.